Guys. All right, guys, welcome to Results Driven by RW. I am RW, and we are in it tonight. I'm excited. Tonight will be an amazing night, game-changing, life-changing, and very challenging. Let me say it up front. I'm going to be challenging you guys this summer. I'm calling it my summer sizzle. In other words, I'm getting to the place to where I believe that sometimes we go into vacation mode. And in vacation mode, we miss out on some stuff because we're in vacation mode instead of still being in making sure we take care of business mode. So I want to keep you balanced to where you can enjoy your vacations, but also make sure you put the work in. So when you actually go on vacation, I want you to be on vacation. I want you to be able to know that you deserve the rest. I don't know about you, but I have to know that I deserve rest. I can't just be one of those guys that say, I'm just going to go to sleep. It's like, well, I got to deserve that sleep. But that's just a personal thing. I'm very results driven, as they would say. All right. So tonight, let's go ahead and jump into our lesson. Delshana, good to see you in the house. So guys, we want to go ahead and start by number one. You know the drill. Make sure you take notes tonight. I'm telling you, matter of fact, keep your phone close if you're not on your phone, because I'm going to have you take some pictures of some stuff that we're going to be doing. I got some specific action steps that I want you to look at that we're going to be doing. And once again, I'm not going to do this. I thought about doing it for a month. I said, oh, let's just do it for 30 days. I said, then I thought about, nah, forget that. We're going to do it for 90 days. And so for 90 days, I'm going to do it to where I want to make sure by the end of this summer, you have and do more than you ever thought you could do. And some of you, it's going to be more than you've ever done during the summer. Because like I said, the mindset of summertime is, well, let's go ahead and take a break and let's take autographs. We ain't taking autographs during the summer, okay? I don't want you sitting around thinking that, oh my God, I'm just gonna relax. Well, wait a minute, what are we relaxing from? We can't be relaxing in our brokenness, okay? We gotta be relaxing in our wealth. I'm telling you, that's what I wanna push you towards, okay? So get your camera on if you can. I know some of you guys are rolling, just be careful as you're rolling out there in them streets and you're going, pop me in, listen, and I'll try and make it to where you can listen and drive and do what you're doing at the same time. Ask questions, guys. I want you to open up yourselves because I'm going to ask you some questions tonight. There are going to be some interesting questions, not too in depth, but some of this stuff I definitely want to put in chat. Some stuff I want to make sure that you guys are open to. So real quick, matter of fact, let's open up my chat. Somebody already did. Y'all know the drill, man. I didn't have to say nothing. I like it. All right. Cool. Look at that, man. So Delshana's already there. Matter of fact, Delshana, we got to hook up. I got to get my other ebook done. We talked about it. I got to get that done. So call me tomorrow. So anyway, yeah. So please do me a favor, put your name and your business in my chat. I want to know who you are and what you do, and really what we can do to work together. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to see how can we work together to make some things happen. All right. Also, too, let's go into this week's win. So I am dealing with a wonderful group of people, and this wonderful group of people always can look at what they didn't do, but I want you to focus on what did you do. And no matter how small, no matter how big, it's just that you have to recognize those wins. Because what I want you to start doing is the same energy you give to your, oh man, I can't believe I messed that up, blah, 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 blah. I need the same energy for the victories that you're winning. Because some of you are winning some major victories that might not mean nothing to nobody else, but they mean something to you. So real quick, guys, jump on. Who's going to be first on tonight to share a win for the week? Delshana got a hand up. Throw your hands in the air.
But like I just don't care. My win this week is I started working day one today. I showed up and I did it. Moving forward in my health goals and plans. So that for me is a huge win. Woo-woo.
Beautiful, beautiful. You're beautiful. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, go ahead with your bad self. I'm looking forward to seeing this summer thing it's gonna be crazy this summer. You guys are gonna see some stuff happen and we're gonna be excited for you. Make sure you take a picture at me right now, because this is the lowest you'll ever see me and not the highest you'll ever see me. In other words, I'm going only up from here. Some of you are like, man, you're doing pretty good. I ain't doing good enough. I got things to do. So great job. Who's next? Robbie, I see you scratching your nose. That means you got something to say. What you got going on?
Not on purpose. It was actually itching, but I'm going to go on and say something. I passed my notary signing agent test. How about that?
What? Okay. We out there passing tests and carrying on. All right. Yeah, 'cause I know how you roll with the test. I'm just saying. But
So, you know, right, Fidel?
but amen. But good job, Robbie. You know what, Robbie, you my friend. I don't know if you guys don't know this, but Robbie is like my longest. I've known her the longest of anybody in Las Vegas. So she's my longest lasting friend in Las Vegas, which is amazing. 31 plus years. Wow, crazy.
Man.
Anyway, so we thank God for her. But man, good. That's hey. I'm excited because that means that it just opened another door of income. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes, that's correct. Absolutely. So now I can sign mortgages and refinances and all that stuff. So we're in these streets.
That's what I'm talking about, man. It's time to get. Where's your mama at? Did your mama take that test with you?
No, she didn't take the test with me. I think she's trying to do something else now at the moment, though.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna blast her out. I know she listening in the back. I know she's back in the back ear hustling.
Right. She back here ear hustling, right?
She back there here ear hustling. I know how she roll. All right, cool. Well, good job. One more, guys. These are good. One more, good. Give me something. What happened? Something good happened. I know it did. All right, T, what you got, man?
Okay, so something that I accomplished was pretty much this project on this app that I'm about to roll out on June 7th, which is 6 days from now. And I feel accomplished because I had to learn this. It's this software website called Flutterflow. I had to learn that in order to achieve this project, get it done. So June 7th, that's when it's going to roll out though.
Man, make sure you put that in the chat, man. Put that in the chat, man. We're looking for it. We got to throw a big celebration. We're gonna throw some stuff in the air. We're gonna pop some bottles, as long as they ain't alcoholic, and we're gonna make it work. So I'm excited. Good job, man. But put that in the chat, man. I want to see and hear about that as you're moving forward and making sure the group can now encourage you and push you forward as you're doing your doggone thing. All right, let's jump in tonight. Special offer before we get started, always gonna be my book. That's right. Most of you guys have already got it, but I'm gonna throw it out there again because maybe you need to buy it for your friend. Maybe your mama didn't need it. Maybe your cousin needed it. Maybe Ray needed it. I don't know who needed it, but somebody you know needed it. Pick it up, use it. 10 steps to get your business to the next level like that within 30 days. All right. Definitely scoop it up. It'll save you. All my results driven people that are watching and live with me, you get the special. Everybody else gets the full price. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you for supporting me as I support you. Such an awesome thing. All right, guys. Well, let's jump on into tonight. So I'm going to talk about accountability partnership. I don't know about you, but if you're ready to get into accountability partnership, type in the chat, oh yeah. Because at some point, we have to remind ourselves that, as I always say, don't go it alone. In other words, get to a place to where you now seek accountability. In other words, look to get to a place where you're not all over the place, but you have someone. I know personally, I have accountability partner in 3 areas, and it helps me because it keeps me on track. Matter of fact, I meet my accountability partner at least once a month that we actually go through and we gather everything that we're doing, which is crazy, but it works. It helps me. It keeps me focused on my goals and plans that I've set forth. So I want to go ahead and get started. And here's how we're going to start tonight. How will your story end? I want you to start with the end in mind. And this is something I've been hammering you guys on this year is looking at the finish. In other words, start with the finish in mind. Don't keep just starting projects and not in your mind seeing how it's going to turn out. In other words, what is the end game with anything you're doing? So from here on out, I want to know what is your end game with whatever you're starting. Because many of you are great starters, man. I mean, you get that starting line and then all of a sudden you just, I don't want that. Not this summer. This summer, we're going to set goals. We're going to stay focused on our goals, and we're going to finish everything that you started. All right? And we're going to finish strong too. I promise you that. If you allow me to, I'm going to make you a finisher by the end of August. You're going to be able to see some things that we're going to write down and we're going to go through that you're going to want, because it ain't going to be me wanting it. Me wanting it is not good enough. It's got to be you wanting it. And then now I'm going to want it for you. Okay, so we're gonna start with the end in mind. Okay, you ready to blow up the spot? If you're ready to blow up the spot, just type in my chat, I'm ready to blow up the spot. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 seconds. I'm ready to blow up the spot. This is gonna be participation tonight because I want to bring you in to where we're trying to get to. All right, you ready? We're gonna blow up. I'm gonna blow your mind with this one. Imagine you just died. Okay, let's write your obituary. Okay, before I get any further, we gotta look at the end of this thing. So let's say you just died. You just woke up dead. Okay, your life is done. It's a wrap. You done kick rocks. You over there. I'm at the altar singing. What's that thing called? Going up to yonder. That's what they sing, right? Going up to yonder. Some of y'all get that. The upper room. So that's where y'all at right now. That's where we heading at right now. So you just died, and we're gonna write your obituary. What will your obituary say? Will it say Josephina was such an amazing, awesome soul, a dreamer, so many big ideas. Just wish they would have realized some of those goals. That's a cold piece right there, ain't that? Because I got a bunch of dreamers, and I got a bunch of people with big ideas, but the question is, what will the end look like? Will you actually accomplish all this stuff that's in your head? And here's the thing I want to put before you is you ain't that smart as the ideas you have. And that's the problem. That means that now you're going to need help getting to where you've never been. If you've never been somewhere, it's hard to map that course out unless you are with someone that's been there, saw it, done it, and can help you get through it. In other words, I don't want to get you just to finish, but I want to get you to pass the finish line. I want you to break the tape and go into where you're trying to get to, okay? But so many people will be lying at your funeral if you don't take care of business now. They'll say, oh, they was good people. Oh, you know how we do. Come on, guys. Go with me on this. When's the last time you've been to a funeral and that person ain't do jack? And y'all sitting there talking about they was such a good people, man. They did nothing. And see, that conversation doesn't happen at the event. It happens at the repast. The repast is where people start talking about you. And then they'll give it a couple of days and they'll really start dogging you out. Like, man, they showed up, talked a good game, but what did they ever really do? And see, some of you guys not think about that, but I do. You know, I was at a funeral service, I'll never forget it, and only 2 people showed up. I'm like, 2 people? That's it? That's all you got? That's all was affected? I mean, are we serious? I mean, and I looked at that and I was like, how many people are gonna die, come to their end, and never really accomplished anything they set for? Remember all that big conversation you had with people about what you're gonna do and how you're gonna blow up the spot and how you're gonna get the bag and all that stuff? But what happens if you don't do that? Did I just drop a bombshell on some of you? I know I did. I meant to. So if you don't want folk talking about you at your funeral, which some of y'all will say, I don't care what they say about me. Well, I do. I believe my legacy is everything. You know, I believe that what you do here now is what people will talk about later. But they might not appreciate you now, but they'll appreciate what you've done once you've gone. Martin Luther King, nobody liked Martin Luther King when he was alive, but they celebrated him when he died because they could not negate the work that he did. Because it really ended up being what he did, not just who he was. Okay? Because, you know, some people have called him, you know, I won't call him all things. But anyway, we've said some things. But the one thing we can't say is that the boy didn't make an impact. Okay? So now, what does that look like? Open up my chat real quick. I want to get 2 quick people, man. What does a life well lived like look to you? What does it look like to you? I see you scratching your head. I want you to think tonight. I want you to look at this thing. Once again, we're going to go way back, and then I'm going to bring it to present. Germany, what does a life well lived look like to you? What does your obituary read like? Does it read like she was good people?
I don't want it to read like that. I wanted to say that I've had a lot of experiences. I've seen a lot of things, learned a lot of things, did a lot of things. And I also wanted to say that I finished all the things that I start. I am one of those, I get excited I take off running. It doesn't go the way I wanted to. Then I start easing back, and then I start something new. So I'm one of the ones you're talking about.
All right. So now, what does a life well lived life look like to you? If you were the Del Soggy's girl, y'all know the Del Soggy's guy, right? The TV guy, man. Come on, man. Y'all come on with me. The commercial guy. But what does it look like in your family? How does your family turn out because of you?
Well, as of now, what I've been excited about is the fact that my kids are nothing like me at that age. My kids are excelling in areas that I haven't. I didn't graduate high school. My first two oldest, they both have. I signed up for the military, but never went. My son is actually going. I was into a lot of things that I shouldn't be, and my kids are so uninterested. So when it comes to my family, I think there is things that I don't really see my kids seeing that is keeping them from being who I was. So I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm just starting to appreciate where my kids are in contrast to where I've been at their age. So when
Okay,
it
so
comes to what
family
it looks like
seeing
for
them
my
do.
family.
Okay, so seeing them do differently than what you did is what we're saying. Okay, so that's good. That's good. And what about business? What's your business look like? You die, you gone. What's the business look like?
Like I said, with business, I have ideas. I'm always excited about my ideas, and I take off full speed, and I be expecting, I think, are bigger than what I expect of the work that I have to put in, so to speak, I guess. Because when it doesn't look like how it looks in my mind, I get discouraged, and then I start looking for something else to do, like the hustler mentality, so to speak. Like, okay, this ain't working. I got to pick it up and I got to do something else because I ain't got time to, you know what I mean? So I'm on go, and I don't think I ever really. I just realized Sunday that I don't think I've ever wholeheartedly committed to any of the things that I start. I just get excited, and I go off that excitement until it's no longer because things aren't moving the way I expect them to.
That's good. That's good. I actually typed in the chat there how many people feel the exact same way, but they just ain't saying it. In other words, feeling to where they're doing a bunch of stuff, it looks good, but it's not really manifesting that which they thought it would, which is really something that we got to deal with. So let's go a little further. So we got to change the narrative. In other words, we got to look at now where you're at and where you want to be. And I've always told you guys that you got to know what you want. Absolutely true. Once you know what you want, the in between, we work through it together. In other words, we find out what you want, and then now we find out how to get you there step by step. I think the big steps, forget that. The little daily steps is what we're going to work on. So in order to change the narrative, is going to come to your daily habits and your routines. Okay. And during this 90-day challenge, I'm really going to work with you. I'm going to work with you on your daily habits and your daily routines. I'm going to challenge you in some areas too to see what exactly are you doing. What's time well spent and what's time wasted? In other words, what are you doing? Because right now you got 24 hours in a day. You got to sleep for 8, right? Right? Okay. Then you got to work 8, right? That's 16 gone. So now what do you do in that other 8? Watch TV, social media, kick it. Come on, guys. So if we got 24 hours in a day, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, where's the other 8 hours at? If you don't know what those 8 hours are, type in there, I don't know what them 8 hours are. Where the heck are those 8 hours? Because at some point, we have to realize that it ain't that somebody else got more time than somebody else. We all got the same 24 hours. So where is that 8 hours at? We're going to find out on this 90-day accountability journey. We're going to find out. I'm going to find out what is you doing? What is you doing with your time? What you doing with your life? Okay? Now, I'm staying in this vein just for a moment. Stick with me. I promise I'm going to get out of here. But I just need you to kind of get there with me because mentally, I got to make sure I get you there before I get you there. So how do you want to be remembered? What will be your major accomplishments? Delshana, how do you want to be remembered? I mean, you want good people? Good people, just good people. Delshana, good people, man. She's good people.
How do I want to be remembered? I was gonna write it in the chat and then I start deleting because I'm not sure. I know that. World renowned. I want to be remembered as world renowned. Encourager, someone who boosts people's energy and gives them life. People who lives are immediately changed and transformed after they meet me, engage with me, whatever the case might be. But I kind of think I'm already known as part of that. So, a woman who made an impact. There you go.
Okay, good. T, what you want to be remembered as? What do you want folk to put on your? You say, man, look, this dude, he was good people.
Okay, I have like 3 core values, but the 2 I want to be remembered as is constant learning and improving. So it's like when the individual speak to me, let's say a year from now, and they see me a year ahead of time, whether it's 1% or 5% or whatever, it's a constant improvement.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely. I like that. Good. Robbie, what do you want to be remembered as? Like, what do you want them to say, man? I know I'm gonna say, man, Robbie was good people. Good people, man. Good people, man.
I want them to be able to say that my name meant something and that I was the one who set up legacy for my family.
Powerful. Good stuff right there. What's going to be a major accomplishment for you, Angie? What's going to be a major accomplishment for you that you can be able to, man, this thing just, when we see it's going to be in lights like, oh.
I would like it to be like when my business excels to where it's supposed to be, and if I passed on that what I did was inspirational, that what I walked through and how I achieved it and how I accomplished it, that it'd be like, you can get inspiration from that. Like you can talk about other people, be like, man, that because of what they said, that inspired me to do. So it would be like, well, what she did, how she did it, and maybe however long it took her to do it and her age that she did it at, that's inspirational. I would like for them to, that would be one of my main ones to say that it's inspirational.
Beautiful. These are all good. These are good, guys. These are good to where now it's like, you know what? That sounds good. So let me show you mine. Just as what I looked at. You know, for me, number one, I want them to know I was a man of God. This guy loved God. He was all in with God. Next thing is, I want them to know that he loved his family and he left generational wealth. Next thing is, he was an international speaker, teacher, leader, world traveler. I empowered, educated, and encouraged my community. I was disciplined. And the last thing, and I don't know why this is so important to me, but integrity. He did what he said and said what he did. And to me, that to me is what a man or a woman should achieve ultimately, to be a person of integrity. A person that actually set some things out and actually accomplished the things that they set out. In other words, they got to a place to where now it was that they didn't just talk about it, they finished. I want to be a finisher. And to me, a real finisher is a person that walks in such integrity that when they say something, they go to work on it. They don't just talk about what they're going to do, but they actually do it. All right. Those are just some of my personal, because I found out if you don't know what you want to be said about you, then how can you start chasing that? How can you start going towards this? So even me being accountable, or you being accountable to me, is like, okay, why are we being accountable to each other? What are we trying to accomplish here? In other words, the accountability has got to make something so big in your life that now you have to accomplish it. Okay? And it's not just about you anymore, it's about those that are around you. Okay? All right. So let's go right into what accountability is. Now, Webster's Dictionary, it says accountability, the obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for one's actions. In other words, getting to the point, guys, where you're actually willing to say, I want to be an open book and find out where I am doing good, but also where am I needing some help. I think that we fool ourselves by saying that we can do it ourselves. I can tell you right now, there are many things that I can't and will not do. I can't fix cars. I need an electrician to come and put some lights up. Certain things I just can't do. I ain't gonna do. I ain't even gonna try. I ain't gonna act like I can do it. How about that? I ain't even gonna pick up a hammer and look like I'm gonna do something with it. I'm telling you, it just ain't gonna happen. But I have to be accountable to know who I am and what am I willing to accept. Number one are the things that are my limitations and the things that I know I excel at. Once you know what you are limited at, then you also can work on what you're exceptional at. What has happened for most people I work with as a coach is they focus more on trying to fix stuff instead of just working on where their strengths lie. Where and what should you actually be doing that requires and is most beneficial for everything you're doing? Some stuff you're doing is menial task that now you really shouldn't be doing, but the accountability is accepting that I should not be doing it. You know, I tell you guys often that you should have a team. The team. I'm big on the struggle right now with the team because some of my team fell off, and now I'm having to regroup and bring the team back together. But that's normal. You know, the key is to get one, because trust me, you're gonna have a couple teams by the time it's all said and done. But you got to be accountable to yourself. You got to be accountable to know what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept, but also knowing that you got to move forward. So I want you tonight, we're going to make an accountability agreement together to make sure we keep this simple, because I'm not going to make this, it's going to be easy, but hard. Figure that one out. In other words, it's going to be something to where now I want you to start asking yourself, number one, can I be honest with everyone, including yourself? In other words, be honest with me. What areas do I need help in? I mean, for real though, being honest in that area. Because if you're not honest with you, you'll mess it up. Like me eating, man, I need all kinds of help. I need my wife to help me. I need my son to help me because I like to eat. That's just a personal thing. But I need help working out. I need help. Administrative. I need help. I mean, there's things that where now I have to raise my hand and say, I need help. And so you have to be honest with yourself. So I want you to do me a favor tonight. Be honest with yourself and put down your non-negotiables somewhere. What are your non-negotiables? What won't you do? What can't you do? What shouldn't you be doing? You know, now, once you do that, I want you to figure out now, once that's out the way, then I'm going to stop trying to figure that part out. I'm going to stop trying to figure out stuff that really are outside of my lane. There's stuff that I don't need to be fooling with. So now I need to focus on what I should be focused on, okay? Next thing I'm going to ask for this accountability agreement is I need you to manage your daily schedule. I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to give you here in a moment, what the guidelines are going to be during this week, this 3 months. And I said 3 months. Yes, I said 3 months. I am committed to you for 90 days. The question is, will you be committed to me? That's the question. I am going to be all in. Everything I tell you I'm going to do, I'm going to do. Now, the question is, are you going to be willing to do the things that we set to do together? Okay? And it's important too, because this is a partnership. This is not just one-sided. I don't want this to be to where it's what I want, forget what I want. It don't matter what I want. The question is going to be what you want and how we're going to get you there, okay? In the next 90 days. Next 90 days, we're going to walk this thing down, I promise. So be honest with everyone, including yourself, because every week when we come here on Thursdays, we're going to talk about some things that you've been held accountable for, but it's going to be up to you to be honest with yourself and with everyone else, okay? Manage your schedule. In other words, get to the point where we're finding out what your schedule looks like. And I know some of you, you've mastered it, great. Some of you, we need some help, and that's okay. We'll work on that, okay? Be open to change. Ooh, I skipped over one. Know your limits. Make sure you know exactly what you're not going to do, and be honest. You know, there's a point where I said, you know what? I don't care what. I'm not going to stop drinking coffee. I love coffee. You know what? I haven't had coffee all this year. I got rid of it. You know why? Because I told myself I never would be addicted to anything. I never wanted to put myself in a position to where something had me so to the point that I had to have it. And I was counseling someone, coaching someone, and they were dealing with some addiction issues. And then I came back to myself and said, wait a minute, I'm addicted to coffee. So me being who I am, I cut the coffee out. Not saying coffee's bad, coffee's good. I'm just using this example. Know your limits, know what you can and can't do, and what you're willing to do. You know, some of you might not be willing to do certain things that you really need to do. You know, what commitments have you made to yourself that you have let yourself down in, but you haven't held yourself accountable for? What are some things you told yourself you would never do, but now you find yourself doing because you didn't know your own limits? Okay? Next thing is, I need you to be open to change. In other words, change is always going to be difficult. I don't care who we are. I'm struggling, man. My son, he told me, Dad, you know, you're going to have to change the diet. No, man, I'm going to keep working out, man. I'm going to get after it. I'm going to run. I'm going to jump. I'm doing, man, all that stuff. None of that was working. So my coach, my son, was telling me, watch your diet. I finally had to listen. Once I listened, now I'm seeing the results. It's funny how even as a coach, sometimes we refuse to be coached. And then we have to ask ourselves, am I open to change? And here's a question I had to ask myself. I want you to ask yourself too, as we go through this accountability training, is if it's not working currently, when will you stop doing it? If it's not working currently, and when I say working, I mean working the way you saw it to be. Okay? Maybe A, we need to look at it from a different perspective. 2, maybe you just shouldn't be doing it. Those are hard things that you gotta think about, okay? So be open to change during this next 90 days. 90 days, I know it sounds like a long time, I promise it ain't. It's a short period. 90 days, be open to change. In other words, be open and be okay with me maybe diving in a little bit and showing you a few things, okay? I wanna do that. Be outcome driven. In other words, we don't look at, okay, what are we trying to accomplish here? What is the end game? In other words, what do you really want in 90 days? What do you want in 30 days? What do you want in 2 weeks? Let's start walking it down and getting to that game point or that place that you want to be in, okay? Know what you're accountable for and who you're accountable to, okay? Now, that's where I'm going to come in and say, look, you're going to be accountable for these things, but then I'm going to be accountable for these things. And then we're going to be accountable to each other. In other words, it's going to be a submission in the aspect of, not a bad way, but I'm going to submit to you and let you not do what you don't want to do. How about that? I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. I'm going to challenge you, but it's going to be up to you to actually do the work. Okay? My son, I keep using the gym. I'm sorry, that's my new thing, guys. But in the gym, my son has never lifted weights for me. If anything, he's helped me get off, but I think sometimes he be faking me out like he helping me, but he really ain't helping me. Telling me push, push, push. I'm like, man, I'm pushing, I'm pushing. Take this thing off me. But I found that I've done more with the push. Okay? I want you to be accountable, but first to yourself. Now, what areas will we focus on? Okay? So these are the 3 areas that we're focusing on. And for those who've been riding with me for a while, my areas never change because to me, this is everything. 3 areas. We're going to focus on your business, your personal wellness, and your relationships. Your business, your personal wellness, and your relationships. Those are 3 areas we're going to focus on. And within those areas are multiple categories, okay? So in other words, we're going to focus on your business. It's going to be either you got a pending business, you got a new business, or established business. I want to work with you to see exactly where you're at in your business and then helping you move the needle. If I can help you move the needle between now and 90 days, I've done my job, okay? And that's whether it's pending, new, or established. I'm going to show you how to get there a lot faster, a lot further faster, okay? Personal wellness, mental, physical, spiritual. I want you to dive into those areas. I want you to ask the question, what does that look like to you? You know, and forget all of what people expect. I'm talking about, what do you want? Like, I want to get down to 178, personal. Nothing with nobody else. I'm 12 pounds away. So I got 12 pounds to go before I get to where I want to be, okay? But that's personal. Nothing to do with you, nothing to do with anybody else. I don't care what nobody thinks. It's about me. That's I call it my fighting weight, okay? For you, doesn't have to be weight. It doesn't have to be, it just might be health. I just want to be able to run down the street and not go out of breath. I might want to do whatever you want to do. So that has to be important. Mental, right now, are you angry? If you're walking around angry every day, why? If you're smoking weed every day, why? If you're drinking every day, why? The question you have to ask yourself is, normally when people do those things, they're trying to change who they are. Then my next question is, why are you trying to change you? Maybe it's because you don't really like you. Let's fix that in the next 90 days. Let's find out what we can do to bring you to the point that you are enough. In other words, you don't need, I call it additives. You can actually live your life without additional filters, okay? But once again, that's gonna be up to you. I'm not gonna make those, it might not, some of you might be like, forget that, I'm good in that area. Okay, fine, we'll stay away from that. But I wanna work within the areas that you wanna work in, okay? Relationships. Who in your family do you need to reconcile with? Where's the broken stuff at? And if you say, well, I don't got no friends, why? You don't got nobody? Nobody, really. Out of 5, whatever billion or 10 billion, or how many people, billions in the world, you don't got nobody you can count on? You should at least have 5 people that you can give your debit card to and your PIN. I said it. You should have 5 people, not just family, but friends, that you can give your debit card to and your PIN, and walk away and not even think about it. Many might be like, well, how can that be? Here's the key, because you have to realize that now everything you're doing has to be established. Okay. Next thing is relationships. I said it already, family and friends. Okay. Let's get those relationships typed. Let's see where you're at and where we can help you at. Okay. Now, here's what I want you to do real quick. I want you to write down 2 things you want to see in your business, in your personal, and your relationships. All right, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to do. And they're back. All right, so what'd you do? What'd you write down? Give me, some of you guys put in chat real quick. What'd you put down? What are 2 things in business you want to see in the next 90 days? What are 2 things in your personal wellness in the next 90 days and in your relationship? Any volunteers? Okay, I'll come back. We're almost there. So here's how this accountability challenge is gonna go. You're gonna get your top 10 tasks for the week, and you're gonna have them sent over to me via email by Sunday at 8 p.m. Okay, take a picture of this, it'll last longer. I'm gonna shoot this out too in a text just to remind you, but for those of you that are gonna go on this journey with me, these are the things that we're gonna be doing. So we want your weekly top 10 tasks. And when I say tasks, I mean, what are you trying to accomplish this week? You should know, and I'm gonna give you a sample list here in a moment to have you kind of look at it and say, you know what, these are some things that need to be accomplished this week, okay? Next thing is, I want you to monitor your social media usage and for personal. How many of you guys on your phone, you actually have a thing that shows you how much time you spend on social media? Good, I have one too on mine. It shows me my percentages, how they go up, blah, blah, blah. And here's what I want you to monitor, not your business time, but your personal time scrolling. How much time do you spend scrolling? Start monitoring that. Don't just let it happen. Because once again, remember I asked about those 8 hours? I want to find them 8 hours. You're sleeping for 8, you're working for 8, so where's the other 8? What are you doing? Okay? Next thing is I want you to start monitoring your movie, TV, weekly show usage. I'm not saying don't watch TV. I'm not saying don't watch your favorite show. I'm just saying, how much are you binging? What are you covering? What are you doing? What's taking up your time is my thing, okay? And of course, you guys had to know this was gonna come. How much money or income did you make this week? Let's start dealing with numbers. What is that number look like? Now, for you, some of you, it won't be that you maybe actually make it. Like for me, I work, I don't get paid until the next month, depending on the thing that I'm doing. But for many of you, you work, you get paid, perfect. But to me, if you close a deal this week, then that's money that now you made for future. And I love future money. I love future money. I love money coming in as I'm working on more money. All right. That way you keep that momentum going with the money coming in. All right. So I want to know how much income did you create this week? And I want those results by noon on Friday. So by Friday, you're going to shoot me an email and you're going to tell me exactly what your results were for the week in the areas that we're looking for. Okay. Did you get out there and take care of business? Did you handle what you're supposed to handle? Let me go a little further into it. So here's what the top 10 list can look like. Okay. In your business, what was your schedule? How many hours did you work per day? And for some of you, you got a part-time hustle. So how much time did you put in your regular job? How much time did you put in your side hustle? Okay. Let's find out what that looks like. Workout or physical activity. How many days, time? Some of you, it might not be no time. You might not care nothing about your physical health. That's fine. Only thing I'm going to tell you is this, it's going to catch up with you. Because I know for me personally, me working out stops me from strangling and slapping people. I'm going to be honest, man. I got anger issues, man. If it weren't for me beating up them that treadmill and beating up them weights, I'd be in trouble. I'd be in trouble. But that's just me personally. What is that thing that you're going to do? And once again, it's up to you. It might not be nothing. It might be one day, it might be 2 days, it might be 3. Whatever that would look like, I'm going to need for you to be held. I'm going to hold you accountable to whatever you say. Okay? I want you to do something extra special during the week. I want you to call one family or friend to encourage them. I want you to do something that's like now, because people ask me, well, how are your relationships so good with your son, your mom, your kids, blah, blah, blah? Because we communicate. You know, many of you know I have family dinner every Sunday with my family. I thank God for that. Every single Sunday. We don't miss a Sunday. Matter of fact, sometimes it's twice a Sunday. We do lunch and we do dinner, you know, and so, but that's something that we've established over time. It wasn't something overnight. Some of you might have to start with once a month, once a quarter, whatever that would look like, but at least start reaching out to them and let it be not them. When you call somebody and the first thing they say is, what happened? That means you ain't talking to people. You okay? That means you ain't talking to nobody. You ain't communicating. Okay? I want to help you because if you say you want better relationships with your family and your friends, it has to come through communication. So I'm just going to say once a week, I just want to hear, hey, who'd you call? How'd it go? That's it. That's it. For some of you, it's going to be on your list. I made 5,000 this week. Excellent. That's a good start. You know, I don't know how you live off of that, but it's a good start. Okay. But we want to make sure that you get there to where whatever that amount is that week, let's write it down. Let's start calculating it. I want you to start limiting your social media and TV to 2 hours per day. In other words, remember those 8 hours we talked about? Okay. I'm going to give you 2 to do whatever. But now the next question is, what are you doing with them 6? Where are them 6 hours at? Okay. Some of you, I'm praying that you're going to actually be able to tell me how your time, your schedule goes. All right. Is this difficult, guys? Type in the chat. Is it difficult, easy, hard, no problem? Is nothing? How are we doing so far? Okay. Anything we should add? Type in the chat real quick. You know what? I need accountability in this area. I need accountability in this area. Come, I need you to come on. Give me what you need. What do you need? I can only hold you accountable to what you need help with. All right. Good. All right, guys. Because I'm going to ride with you. My question is, are you going to ride with me? Because I'm not going to. Here's one thing, and here's something that I had to work on personally. I am by nature someone that pushes people a little bit. I have to be careful not to push people beyond what they want. And so now I find out what people want, and then I just push them in those areas. And it makes it easier for you and for me. Only bad thing is sometimes I can see more than what you see, so I might try to bump you a little bit to what you're talking about, but that's good. Okay? So now it's good to have something. I like that, Delshana. Most of you guys are the leads in your family, leads in your business, leads in everywhere you go. So that means that you're pushing everybody else. And how about this? You can hold other people accountable to their stuff, but now we're gonna hold your behind accountable to what you should be doing. Because it's easy to help other people, but now even more so making yourself accountable. Okay, you guys still with me? All right, good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna do a special too. So for this month, June, July, and August, some of you have already made your monthly amount, your $99, just cut that in half. So that means that for June, July, and August, I'm gonna do $49.99 per month to do this accountability training. I'm gonna call it my summer sizzle. In other words, my goal in this is to help as many people as I can. And so I want you to do me a favor, tell your friends, let them know that RW is doing accountability training and he's doing it every single week for 3 months, and it's only $49.99 per month. $49.99 per month. You know, I feel like I'm being pimped here, but that's okay. I want to expand and I want to get to the point to where now I get more people involved and hopefully help more people build and become what they need to be. If you're already a coach, grab on some of your people, have them tap in. Let's get them connected and let them know what it feels like. Because trust me, it's good for them to pay me. Because if they pay me, they're gonna pay you too. Okay? Make sure you're getting yourself to where you want to be. And so for those of you, like I said, that have already done your thing for the month, no worries. I want you to do it. Okay? But I want you to get some people on board and let them know, no, it ain't free, but it's dang near free. And this is the reason why, because I want to help more people. So help me help more people and get them where they need to be along with yourself. Matter of fact, I could be the one to help you get people on board that now you can do it with someone else. So now I'll be holding you accountable as you hold other people accountable. And then once this 90 days is over, you'll keep going, which is what my desire is for this. All right? All right, guys, real quick. Let's have some conversation around the information. All right, I got about 8 minutes or so. So real quick, I want to hear your thoughts. I've always asked this question and I'm gonna keep asking it. How can I be of best assistance to you? What can I do to point you in the right direction of your dreams and your vision? Sade, how can I help you? Sade might be at a game.
Hello.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
sorry, I was driving.
you're rolling, girl, you're rolling.
What was the question? Because you was cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're rolling. My question was, how can I help you in this next 90 days? Give me 2 things that you say, you know what? I need to be held accountable to these 2 things. What would they be?
I would say number 1 would be my time management. And then number 2, trying to think. Because time management is like my most issue that I have right now that I need like help with. I can't think of a number 2.
All right, I got you. Time management, it's a wrap. I got you locked in. Germany's, how can, well, you know what? Let's go with 1. Give me 1 thing that I can do to hold you accountable for, to hold your feet to the fire. There she is. What's that 1 thing I can do to hold your feet to the fire? What that 1 thing that you say, Coach, I need you to hold me accountable to this 1 thing. Oh, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm kind of right there with Sade with time management as of lately, but also just what you have in place already, being accountable for everything in total. I think that's going to be really good for me.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, good. Let's see, Tiffany, good to see you on, darling. What can I hold you accountable for? What is that 1 thing that you say, you know what, Coach, I need you to keep my feet to the fire on this one? See, Tiffany might be embroidering something right now. Speaking of which, I need some shirts that need my initials embroidered on my sleeve. So we'll talk about that again later. Business strategy planning. Oh man, I got you. That's you guys are making this too easy for me, man. I mean, make it a little bit more difficult. Delshana, what you got? What can I hold your feet to? To the fire. I want to hold your feet to the fire. I want to say, you know what, Delshana? You know what? If you don't do this, I'm gonna send the midgets out and bust up your kneecaps. I mean, what that kind of stuff. I want to get dangerous with it.
I think I got two things. One, I gotta get some of this weight off. This pandemic weight ain't no joke.
Okay.
And I move slower. Amen. That's one thing. But the second thing, the word I'm hearing is I need to launch. I got a lot of ideas, a lot of things in play, partially finished, not completed, but whatever it is or isn't, I need to launch.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I got you, man. I got you. Robbie, what can I do? What can I hold your feet to the fire on?
Mine is a little bit of time management. I sort of don't do too bad with that, but it's a little bit more time management.
Okay.
And, I just need to be pushed. You do a lot of stuff already. You hold me accountable for some things, but just to feel the push, the check-ins, how we do.
Okay. Perfect. I do want to, and Robbie, I'm gonna say this in front of everybody. I'm gonna push you a little harder these next 90 days.
Okay.
I'm gonna push you a little harder, a little bit harder these next 90 days. All right. T, what you got, man? What can I do to hold your feet to the fire and say, man, look, man, Doc, I need to be held accountable to this thing.
Okay, I got two things. The first thing is the overall the overall outcome, which is what you said earlier of what I want. And I'll be able to tell you that. And the second thing, which is very important, is me telling you the action steps I'm taking to it. Like that. Like, let's say there's 5 things. For example, my overall outcome is making $5,000 a week, which you said, how can you live off that? But what are the action steps that following through with it? And since you have experience with it, I'll tell you it, and I will follow your lead with, how you could tailor it to be like, well, have you considered looking into this or taking this action step? I hope that makes sense to people in here.
Absolutely. I think sometimes it's just a matter of somebody looking. That's why the accountability for me is you have to give me the information. Once you give me the information, I'm going to dissect it. I do have a gift in that area to where I can see things a little bit different than people do. And sometimes just that little difference is what makes all the difference. If that makes sense.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And sometimes in most cases, you're doing 90% right. There might just be that 10% that we got to adjust. I think most people don't realize that you're only a small percentage off of where you should be. Just one tweak, one tweak, I believe will shift you. And sometimes it's just like some of you guys are saying, if I just had a schedule that I stuck to, it would change the game for me. Yeah. So real quick, guys, I want to throw this out there. How many of you guys are having issues with your workout schedule? What if I scheduled some time that we met and we did a walk? Who would be down for that? Type in my chat. And also type in that chat what day would be a good day for you, or what time. Mornings, afternoon, what would be good for you? And I'm just talking to walk. I'm not talking to run. I'm not talking to jog. I'm talking just we get together and we go for a nice walk. Who would be down for that? Type in my chat. All right. Morning. Great. Because remember this, guys, we not have to be in the same location. We can just do FaceTime. So some of you, once again, you got to be creative when you look at these things. It don't always have to be to where you right there with the person doing accountability. It's a matter of somebody saying, hey, are you outside? Hey, we're going for a walk. Hey, put on I do a thing called, what's this thing called? It's an app that I use. And most of you guys probably have the app on your phone, but it tells you like the distance. I use Map My Fitness. It actually tells me exactly where I'm going and what I'm doing. I would love if you guys could, if you can get on this app with me, it would help us, because then that way I can see what you're doing. you can see what I'm doing, and we can do it to where now the accountability is, oh, I see you walking. I saw you doing this. I saw you taking care of this. And for some of you, this little tool can change the game. Like when I'm out running, this little tool, when I'm going too slow, my little voice says on the phone, pick up the pace. You're going too slow. I'm like, dang, really? So it's almost like my phone fusses at me and lets me know to keep going. So once again, I need to be coached. So I use this little tool because tools are good. Okay. Good. Walking, good. The app, matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll text it to you guys. It's actually called, the one I use is called Map My Fitness. Map My Fitness. Let me type in the chat here. And it's one that I use, and it's something that we can do as a unit. Map My Fitness. It's a free app. But what it does is it actually allows us to share stuff in between each other, and that also helps us be accountable to each other. Okay. And now, those of you that are in town, I would love to hook up. And I see Sade says, depend on the day of the week, evenings. Germany says mornings. Tiffany says mornings. Let's see. Who else is morning? Mornings. I'm a morning person too. Usually when I walk at night with my wife, and that's okay because I can do morning also. Okay, cool. So what time in the morning? What time in the morning? What time in the morning? Because tomorrow I'm actually available. See, I'm ready. I'm ready to tell you, not only just talk to you about it, but actually help you get through it starting tomorrow. We're not talking about next week. So tomorrow at 7 o'clock, we can take a walk. Now, some of you that might be too late because you might be working earlier. Yeah, it's Map My Fitness by Under Armour. Yes, that's exactly what the app is. Yes. 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Okay. Who else? Let's see. 7 a.m. Oh, there you go. I appreciate you. Let's go. Would 7 a.m. work? And for those that can't do the morning, we can do the afternoon. Okay. Cool. Do me a favor. I want you to text me because I'm going to be up and out at 7. I'm going to make that commitment. And so I'm going to be hitting the ground, and I'm going to commit to walking 15 minutes out from my house and 15 minutes back to my house. So I'm going to do 30 minutes tomorrow of a walk. And I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to send it to you. Okay? Because I want you to once again know that the commitment on my end is I'm going to do it. The question is, are you going to stick with me to get through this? All right? Cool. Excellent. And I don't want to get stuck on the physical fitness part, but that's just something that I already do anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay? So tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're in. Cool. All right, 7 o'clock tomorrow. You guys do me a favor. Matter of fact, here's the accountability part 1. Text me when you're out on the road. And then I'm going to text you back a picture of me being out on the road. And then you're going to text me back a picture of you being on the road. How about that? And that way we can see each other and we can keep each other accountable. Okay? All right. So tomorrow, 7 a.m., our first group walk. All right? And we'll do that no matter where you're at, we can do it. You can do it right at your house. Like I said, walk 15 minutes from your house and then turn around and walk 15 minutes back. That's it. Keep it simple. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. You don't got to get to the track. You don't got to go to the gym. You can just do it right by your house, unless they're shooting. Now, if they're shooting at your house, then I'm going to advise you to go to the gym. Matter of fact, if they shoot at your house, around your house, then you too broke. We need to get you from being broke and get you to having some money to get out that area. Okay, I'm just saying. I mean, I ain't want to gossip. You ain't heard it from me, but I'm just saying we got to make that happen. All right, cool. Deshaun, I know you're working, making some things happen, making some calls. What can I do, my brother? I know we talk often, but hey, I'm always down to hear if I can be of further assistance.
Man, yeah, I think you're doing an incredible job. After my trip, I hopped right back on these calls. Matter of fact, I have somebody calling me now.
Jump on that call. We'll talk about it.
All right, for sure.
Jump on that call. That's good. All right, Miss Gloria, what's the one thing I can do? You know, we hang out with each other all the time, but I still need to know how can I and guys, let me throw this out there. I don't care. We've been married 29 amazing years, but I'm still finding out new things about my wife because I ask questions. Hon, what can I do to help you do something that you know you need to get done?
Right now, I would say my biggest challenge is organizing. And I just say that because I've gotten, like I said, a lot of new clients. And so we were just talking about finding a way to get them organized into a system. So I'm looking for systems right now so that I can make sure that everybody is flowing through and being taken care of in an expedient way, and wanting to make sure that no one falls by the wayside. But again, that every client is being reached out to, every client is being touched. And so I guess I'm working on a system type of thing right now.
Beautiful.
It may be software, it may be just a different organization system, but that's what I'm on right now.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. That sounds great. We definitely can assist. So with that being said, guys, any other comments or thoughts, or how anybody else I missed that might say, you know what, hey, help me with this thing. I don't want to hold you up. I know it's 7:09. Was that a breathe or was that a comment?
I'm sorry, you talking to me?
No. I was just saying, did anybody else need anything else? Everybody's good? All right. So anybody have any questions real quick that need to run by me? Something that's happening, jumping off, you need a question answered? We're going to give that opportunity to do that. All right, great. All right, guys, don't go it alone. You know, I got you. Some of you guys, not only are you going to need this accountability training for the next 90 days, you need to schedule a strategy session with me. You need to schedule a strategy session to sit down, go through, and I got this 90-day goal plan sheet that we can sit down and individualize just for you, okay? So when you're ready to do that, let me know. You owe it to yourself. Here's something I want to, let me look you in the eye. You need to pay me. Here's why, because I can help you. And also, I'm trying to teach you that the people that you're going on the next level with, they're people that you got to value. You know, right now I have my mentors and I'm writing checks. I'm taking them out to fine restaurants. Matter of fact, one of them, they came to town, I paid for their whole hotel stay. Another one came, I actually paid for them to get a limo to pick them up at the airport. Guys, learn how to be a blessing to those that are blessing you on the next level. Because here's what happens. I treat people so well that when I call, they pick up. They might not pick up for other people, but they pick up for me. And once again, guys, that's only because you learn value. And once you learn real value, then people will value you and you'll get a lot more accomplished, okay? So you want to do that. Then some of you need to get back on the one-on-one coaching. You need to meet me every week. You need to get to where we're actually sitting down, having a conversation. You owe it to yourself to pay that $1,000. You owe it to yourself. That $1,000, I guarantee you, will turn to 10. Okay, some of you just need, or it's going to turn to clarity for some of you, just clarity, just knowing exactly what you need to be doing and staying the course. Okay, all right. So I want to throw that out there because it's not that, thank God, it's not that I'm in need, but I need to help you. But because of my time, it has to be valuable for me. Okay, so that's why we do what we do here. Coaching, like I said, guys, half price this month. Matter of fact, let's go back to our summer sizzle. So I forgot the caveat in this. You got to pay your $49.99 because once again, that's the commitment. That's the accountability. $49.99, you can Cash App, you can Zelle, but send that $49.99. That lets me know that you're in. Because once again, where you want value, you have to give value. I've heard it said, well, you know, I just can't, my budget's too tight. To me, you can't afford not to do some stuff. What are you willing to invest in you? Are you willing to invest in you? That's the question. If you're not willing to invest in you, then unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be your guy because hanging out with me is going to cost you something, you know, because I'm willing to give you everything I got, but at the same token, I'm not willing to do it to where it's prostituted, pimped, or put in a different position. So hopefully you can understand that from the best of my heart, that I love you dearly, and I would do it for free. But I got to look at the time I spend with my family. Okay. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to teach you some things as we go along here that's going to help you. These next 90 days, we're going to change lives. We're going to change how people look, act, respond. We're going to change relationships. We're going to change your business. Trust me when I tell you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you right now a money back guarantee. In 90 days, if you don't see results, I will give you your money back. Trust me, I will. Matter of fact, I'll sell it to you. I'll cash app it to you. That's how serious I am. Because it ain't about the money, it's about the results for me. Okay? All right, guys. You guys are awesome. I so appreciate you tapping in. Do me a favor. Next Thursday, bring on 2-3 more people that you know that need to have this information, okay? Because we're gonna tap in next week. I'm actually going a little deeper into your business and actually setting out that schedule that you're talking about. I'm gonna show you how to line this thing out, put things in perspective, and make sure that you stay the course, all right? And I'm gonna give you some good examples on how I do it, along with the accountability that I receive. And I'm gonna give you accountability on how you're gonna stick to it, because every week we're doing check-ins, all right? So this Sunday, guys, we are starting out. I want to get your top 10 things for the week. I want to know what you're going to accomplish. And then on that Friday, we're going to email each other and make sure that you're actually accomplishing what you said. Okay? This accountability challenge, just so you know, is not about me. It's about you. And I need you to know that you're so important to me that I want to spend the time with you to watch and see you fulfill your goals and plans that you have for your life. All right, guys, you be good. I got nothing but love for you. Keep doing what you're doing. If there's anything you need from me, text me, email me. I will get it back to you. So tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. 15 minutes out from your house, 15 minutes back to your house. Those that can. Those that can't do it at 7, whatever time throughout the day, I want you to get in 30 minutes just tomorrow. I'm not asking you to do any other day, just tomorrow. So tomorrow, day 1 of the 90-day challenge of accountability. All right. God bless you guys. I love you. I promise I do. Have a great evening. I'll look forward to seeing you next week and hearing from you by Sunday about your plans for the week. And we'll look forward to help pushing you to that next dimension and that next area that you want to get to in your life. All right, guys. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.